So we are ready to go live with our event today this evening. So first of all, a very warm good evening to all of you. And we not only, I should not be appreciating, but you should be appreciating yourself that you are really, really keen to learn new things. Learning is like really renewing yourself at the bottom of your, at a soul level, right? So that's delighted to be seeing so many people here. For anything in life, we always start with a prayer. And as I was thinking about it, what to speak, as I say, why prayer, what happens in prayer, and we have experts here who will talk more about it, but this is what I could get to speak this evening for all of you. So we approach the divine through prayer. Prayer does have a protective powers. It is known to act as a safe passage through evil, adversity, disease and calamity. Although the act of prayer is known to pacify in terms of distress, in confusion, but a mature and skillful way to use prayer is to purify. To approach the divine with a request should always be in the nature of asking for wisdom, clarity, enlightenment, strength, peace, and humanness. So with this thought, let me invite someone that really can invite what I call the invocation, initiate the invocation, invite all the blessings here in the room to purify this place before we start the event. May I request Harika to please come and initiate the invocation for us.
So when we pray, we ask very often. I say today we work from a place of surrender. What we get is what the universe has to offer us and is offering us in abundance. I think the place and the situation that we are here to celebrate or get to know is about well-being. So I'm not going to do anything formal, but I'd start with the Mahamrityunjay mantra. Those of you who know it, please join in. I'll chant 3 times. Om Triambakam Yajamahi Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukmiv Bandhanan Mrityormokshi Mamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahi Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukmiv Bandhanan Mrityormokshi Mamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahi Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukmiv Bandhanan Mrityormokshi Mamritat.
Thank you, Harika. Thank you very much. So there are 7 universal laws of success in life. One of the laws is the law of giving, or we can say the law of giving and receiving, because the universe always operates through the dynamic exchange of giving and receiving. Nothing is static, everything is changing, everything is moving, and therefore everything is dynamic in that nature. Our body is in dynamic and constant exchange with the body of universe. Our mind is dynamically interacting with the mind of the cosmos. Our energy is the expression of cosmic energy. In simple words, is a circulation of energy. These were some of the thoughts, these were some of the questions that probably Tony had in mind, that what really goes behind this such beautiful universe, how we are interconnected with each other. And therefore, what is said is that if you have to receive something, then you must give in abundance equally, as Harika really puts it so beautifully. So anything you want in life, circulating is life. That's the thoughts. So with this thought, with this philosophy, TQIW was founded a couple of years back. And who else other than the founding director, founding member, Tony Singh, we call him, with love and affection, who has changed and been able to touch the lives of so many people since the time TQIW was formed. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Tony and give us an update.
Thank you for being here. For those who are new, we do 2 platform events every year, one in this time of the year, and then one 6 months later in September. And then we do a whole lot of micro events. Yeah, the platform events are for a wider audience of general interest to our members, and our micro events are more specialized events where there are a smaller number of people in the community who are really interested in learning something quite deep, for example, hypnotherapy and so on and so forth. So we are delighted to have you all here this evening. We have an exciting day planned for you today. Because we are dealing with subjects that we are not very familiar with, and they're brand new, and they have implications on our life that we have not been conscious of. And I hope that what you will see and hear today will give you a perspective, on how wide the entire environment is in which we operate, and how little we know, and how sensitive we need to be, and how more conscious we need to be to maintain our well-being. Because a lot of things are happening out there, and we can't make the connections with what's really causing some disturbances in our health and our well-being. So I hope today this evening will give you a little perspective on that. So today, just to share with you, our audience here is members. We have three kind of members: founder members, life members, and annual members. We have a number of guests. And we have some people who are what I call work-in-progress members, and we have some guests who are wanting to sample the community, to consider whether they want to be part of this community or not. And then we have some walk-ins, because there are a lot of people from the Indian International Center. They walk in at all the events, whatever they find interesting. And there's a community here which operates every evening here, and come here. So we are delighted to have everybody, because what we are trying to do is we are trying to serve humanity. And we are trying to improve the consciousness on a number of things relating to well-being. And the more number of people who can benefit from us, the more happier it makes us feel about our entire effort that we are making. The common thread amongst all of us is seekers, people who are interested in learning more, and what TQIW's intention is that we want to incubate what we call quantum doctors and health practitioners, what we call solitaires in our internal vocabulary, right? We go and look for these, kind of great people who are seekers, and they are, quantum doctors and health practitioners. Whole lot of boundaries are dissolving, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Anybody who can heal doesn't have to be an MBBS doctor, right? And you'll find that actually there are a very large number of people who can heal beyond just medical doctors, So the community of healers, including medical doctors, that's expanding dramatically as more and more people are becoming aware of different modalities of healing and so on and so forth. So we look at this larger community as people who can heal, people, and help people, keep well. And not just only the mainstream medicine doctors. A quantum doctor to us is somebody who can look at things holistically. That means the body, mind, and soul. Some people call it spirit, but there is a very interrelationship between body, mind, and soul. Not very well understood by a lot of people, but there's a lot of truth behind it, and I hope you will get to see a little bit of that. And we believe that we should really be looking for root causes and finding solutions to root causes rather than just treating symptoms. And working with this community are people who are looking for these kind of people, these kind of healers, these kind of health practitioners, and this is what we call gems, right? Because in a community of this kind, you need health practitioners on one side, and you need people who are looking for them so that they both can interact and heal and provide the satisfaction that things work. So that's how the community builds momentum, because you have people who are seeking a practitioner for particular well-being, and when that magic begins to happen and things start getting healed and so on and so forth, it begins to have a multiplier impact in terms of word of mouth, in terms of actual experience, and so on and so forth. So there's the osmosis process that happens, which leads to the rippling and cascading effect. And so at a very basic level, what we are trying to do is we are trying to dissolve the boundaries between different domains of knowledge. So this is just an illustrative slide where you take allopathy, homeopathy, Ayurveda, Chinese traditional medicine, prophetic medicine, energy medicine, all these, we're trying to get people from all these, and we welcome anybody who's got a serious interest in learning what they don't know and sharing what they know with everybody in this community so that we can have a wider toolbox for practitioners, more therapy options for our clients, and better results, and perhaps even at a lower, potentially lower cost for for the community and hopefully for humanity as it begins to grow. So this is a kind of a prototype, an endeavor. If we can create this island of excellence, it'll self-multiply and it'll begin to become a movement over a period of time. These are huge paradigm changes and belief system changes initiatives. So they don't happen in a very quick way overnight, because each of us have to understand the new playing field, the new belief system, the new boundaries, and so on and so forth. Forget some of the old conditioning and so on and so forth. But we are making great progress on this front. So just to give you a little feel, what the Quantum Institute for Wellbeing is, it's an intentional community, which means we are focused on well-being and we are a knowledge platform, and we are a collective, we run it as a collective, although I put in some initial money and the founder members put in some initial money to get it going. Our ultimate intention is that the members, once the airplane is airborne and on flight mode, then membership fees and donations and volunteer work within the community will sustain the operating expense and the operating continuity of this community. And it's organic. There's so much to learn that we evolve as we learn. So we don't have a plan that saying this is where we're going to get to in this year or that year or something. It's so complex and it's so exciting and it's so changing and it's so much driven by the support from the universe that it just evolves every day. Something new happens and we just keep notching up. Well, one thing is certain, we seems to be notching up pretty well, and it's a networking forum for the best in class. We try to bring the best people we can who are sensitive, to this issue and passionate about this issue and interested in this issue. And we are neutral, we are independent, and ultimately this will be led by a panchayat, which is pretty much on our website. Panchayat of 5 people, so I'm a placeholder kind of leader right now with a leadership team that works with me. But eventually, from the community, a panchayat will be formed, which will be selected, not elected, and they will run this institute. And there will be 3 women and 2 men in that, because we feel female energies are very sympathetic towards healing, and we are very particular about quality and depth in whatever we do. That's we always start on time, whether people come on time or not. And we cherry pick and piggyback, because the world is so vast and there is so much to learn that it's not possible for us to do all the research. But there is so much fantastic research and work going on in the world, and you'll see some of that examples today, that we cherry pick, we see where is the best thing that's available that we can share with our members and make it available to our members. So that's what we did. That's what we do. And what we are not commercial, we are not a business for profit, we are not an advertising platform, we are not a provider of therapies, we are not aligned to any promoters, and we are not an event management company. You have to decide, based on whatever you learn and see here, whomever you meet, what you want to do with your life and with the issues facing you. If you believe that a bone therapist can help you, or you can believe that that particular psychiatrist can give you some perspective, because the people in this room and the people in this community are special. They are not ordinary people, and therefore it's up to you how you want to use the community network to your advantage based on what you feel is your need, and so all I can say is that I'm hoping that many people in this community will actually build businesses in their own right. I want to give you a very small example. We know that probiotics is very important for good digestion, right? And yet you can't find probiotics easily in our country, and simple things like kimchi or fermented vegetables, you can't lay your hands on it. Simple idea. You can do it at home, right? And create an income, and you can make a lot of money. And like this, there are hundreds of ideas which are surfacing. You don't know where to go and get magnesium, which is an important supplement that many people need, and so on and so forth. So there's a huge opportunity for what I call the natural pharmacy. And so there's lots of opportunity, provided you can see it and you have the entrepreneurial skills to get on with it. And so we are hoping that this community will flourish, because a lot of people will start some of these new things, which are very simple things to do and which have tremendous demand, and provide a great opportunity for anybody who wants to become an entrepreneur. So how do we measure our progress in this community? We really measure our progress by the amount of interaction that's happening within the community. This is not visible to many of you, yeah, but it's visible to me because I get all the phone calls and I can see who's talking to who and what's happening within the community, and I'm actually delighted to see the amount of interaction that's going on. I know that a lot of people are actually talking to each other, healing each other, doing sessions for each other, and across domains, breaking boundaries, examining new paradigms and new therapies and so on and so forth. And my estimate is that over 80% of our communities are already talking and transforming within themselves. So one question I ask all the members when I meet them, and some of them are here, some of them are not here. So has it changed your life ever since you became a member of TQIW? And the universal answer is yes, tremendous impact, transformation. Even here, somebody is telling me he dropped his weight down as a result of the nutritional, conference that we had some time ago from 92 or 94 to, 70s or so, and so my own case, is an example of that, and so on and so forth. So a lot of people's life is transforming in this community, and they are becoming role models, and they can share their experiences with others and provide inspiration to others. It's quite fantastic. Also, the growth in the size of the community. We are now 130 plus, members in the community, which is, fantastic, and we have a very useful network of connections, and our collective knowledge base right now in the community, which is now becoming more visible to you because we just upgraded our website, yeah, where you can see all the past events, both the platform and the micro events. They are all there. The YouTubes are there. You can go there and you can see, you can refresh your memories and recharge yourself with the information you need. And also, we have an absolutely excellent library, yeah, and you're welcome to come and actually see the library. It's in my house in a room, and see the books there. We don't lend those books, they're reference books. You can see them, and then you can buy your books, whichever you want. Yeah, but there's some brilliant books there. And then we send mailers to our members with pointers. Anytime we come something interesting, we bring it to the attention of our members. That have a look at this. This could be of interest to you. Yeah. So just to give you a feel of the books, and this will give you a feel for the space that we are operating in. Yeah. So it's exploding, yeah, as a result of the internet, globalization, research that's going on, discoveries in science. There are various people who are working on different things, and then they are all coming together. Is just absolutely amazing, So one thing is certainly changed, that the whole game for success, for well-being, is a different ballgame altogether. It's no longer just chemical medicines. Yeah, it's a huge different ball game of opportunity. Yeah, and this just gives you a little feel, for the books and what they, the issues that they bring, to your, to the table. And the big picture is that energy medicine and natural medicine, they seem to be becoming extremely prominent and extremely relevant and extremely sought after as people begin to understand how they want to take interest in healing themselves. So today, what I want to do is, I want to do three things. I want to share some insights with you based on my journey up to now and my experience with TQIW. I want to showcase our healers to you. It's not a comprehensive list. It's all those healers who responded to us in time for this presentation. And it doesn't include some people who are healers but not yet members. But in our membership base, we have some great people. Yeah, and I want you to know about it, because then you can interact and you can network and you can deal, with your needs by talking to some of these people. And then, we're going to have three technologies that can heal, that will be presented, as part of the platform event today. So my, fundamental insight is that the body has a tremendous, enormous power to heal itself. Miraculous results can be achieved, and we underestimate this. Many of us don't even realize it. Yeah. Second is that we have 99% plus energy, and we need to understand how energy healing techniques work. We are only a very small fraction in basis points matter. Yeah. And each person is unique, and therefore there are no standard protocols that what will work for you is not necessarily going to work for somebody else, because everybody is unique individual. Yeah. And drilling down to identify the root cause is very important. Some root causes may be far away as you begin to understand this game. Example, genetic influences could be 3 generations previously. Your grandparents, it might be starting from there. The repair needs to be done from from there onwards, kind of stuff. Yeah, and the whole world of epigenetics, which is the belief that genetics can be modified. Yeah, is not a limitation or a given in life now. That's a very accepted view in the world now. And therefore, I would like you all to have a very open mind, because I really believe you're seekers, because the space to learn is colossal, and we are very limited in our understanding and highly conditioned to a belief system. Yeah, so it's actually very difficult for many of us to actually break through the belief system and to look at things completely with a blank slate and look beyond what we think we already know and is a given to us, because actually the whole playing field is actually absolutely different than what we have been taught or learned about, as a boundary within which to think. So please, get ready to listen to terms like epigenetics, get used to listening to new vocabulary, looking at things from a very esoteric manner, because all that is truth, and you will begin to realize that as you deal more and more with the subjects and the speakers who are going to be presenting. So with that, I want to quickly share with you, some of the talent that we have, as I mentioned to you, because I think it's important all of you know. It's in alphabetical order, yeah, and they are all on our website. We have upgraded our website, so all our members can now search and get to know who all the members are, and see what they're interested in, and contact them, and and take it on from there in terms of what their networking discussion and common interest requirements are. People have made some great friends in this community ever since we started. People have healed each other, people have helped each other, all kinds of things have been happening in this community, which is actually very healthy. And we feel that in the times that we are headed for, communities are the ones which will provide the strength to all the people to actually deal with all the challenges that we are all facing with, because there's a mutual support system that gets created in a community. So starting this, I want you to meet the talent, Ashima Shukla. Is she here? If people are here, then I would suggest you just stand up and show yourself. But many people are not here. She's a mind-body medicine person. Ashutosh, who's here, is an internal medicine person. Yeah, Ashwini Chopra is a gastroenterologist. Some of you may know him. He was in Ashlok. Bridget is a clinical hypnotherapist, past life regression, backflower, remedies and spiritual counseling and divination. Some of these terms will sound very funny to you because they're brand new. They'll be very esoteric, but this is all true stuff. As you get to understand all of this, you'll begin to understand what some of these hybrid names and these some of these unusual descriptions mean. Backflower, for example, is a therapy using flowers. Yeah, it's very powerful in certain situations. Yeah, and Chandrasekhar ji, a psychoneurobics. He's a cancer survivor himself. He teaches you how to reverse cancer. Yeah, Daryl, he's an integrative medicine person. He almost died. Yeah, and then pulled himself out by curing himself. And therefore he's a survivor. Nobody could figure out what was wrong with him. Yeah, and then he figured it all for himself. His life story and his recipe for keeping yourself healthy is very, very inspiring. And he does courses in Delhi. He's actually been a speaker in one of our macro events some time ago. There's Dimpy, who's a nutritionist. She's here. Dimpy, where are you? Yeah, and Dimpy was the author, one of the authors of a brilliant book on nutrition, which is on our website. It's really worth reading because nutrition is so important. It's the basic medicine and food, and we are what we eat. So it's a perspective on nutrition. It's a book worth reading. And Dimpy and her colleagues, two other members of TQIW, wrote this fabulous book together. Gerd Miller, German, settled in India, runs a very famous orthopedic and chronic pain management system here. Ishi, she's a clinical nutritionist. She's been a speaker, in our conferences in the past. She, has a very good view on nutrition and how to deal with it. And we'll talk a little bit more about her. She's into wheat in a very big way. The plus and minuses of wheat and what the issues with wheat are, gluten, and so going on to both GMO as well as gluten, and then there is Kusam. Kusam is right here, homeopath, fantastic. She's got a great perspective on health and done a lot of good healing for a lot of people in our community. Lynette, who is she? She's a bone therapist, chiropractor and marmara therapy expert. And then there's Manisha Arora, who's a obstetrician, gynecologist. Yeah, sorry. Gynae, yeah. And then Mankul, who's an integrative dermatologist, very interested in a lot of new age stuff. He's been traveling a lot, and he's been picking up a lot of new therapies and so on. So forth. Very informed and very nice resource. Michelle is in Canada. He's a radiologist, great interest in energy medicine again. Namita, a dentist. Namita, are you here? Sorry. Oh, okay. Namita is not here. We are looking, to incubate what we call the quantum doctor, quantum dentist, because a lot of people don't know that each tooth is actually an organ and is linked to a certain set of organs in your body. So when you remove an organ, when you remove a tooth, you are creating some kind of a handicap for the set of organs which are connected to the teeth, and you must be aware of that. Yeah. And the second thing is root canal. Yeah. There's a belief that root canals, because you deaden the teeth, some doctors believe that, and the quantum doctors certainly believe that tooth should be removed, because any dead organ which is left in your body will create a problem. Yeah. And there's a big interesting controversy going on whether they're right or wrong, but my dentist in Switzerland, whom I respect a lot, they get a lot of people with a lot of problem in the Paracelsus Institute in Switzerland, and the first thing they do is remove the mercury from the mouth, yeah, and they remove root cause, root canal treatment, and they fix that, and they tell you 50% of the people recover from the problem. They're going to never figure out what the cause of that was, yeah. So Nitika is again a gynecologist, but psychologist. Is she here? Okay, so you need to network Shashank with some of these people who are in the birthing business, yeah. And then Pratap Chauhan, again very famous. There comes Mantal, come Mantal. You just missed your headline news, yeah, but come. Pratap Chauhan is an Ayurveda specialist, part of the Jiva network. They've done a fantastic Ayurvedic center, yeah. And Dr. Puneet Singh, who's an aerospace medicine guy, is based in the hills. And then Rachna Khanna Singh, she's a psychologist, counseling psychologist, and a homeopath. Then Rama, she's woven, chiropractor, Barbara Teddy, and Bhaira Vastu. I don't know what some of these mean. Some of these therapies mean, but I think when you speak to them, you'll find out more about them. And of course, Raman Kapoor, acupuncture. Yeah, then Ruchirita, she's based in the States. She's in Texas, integrative and biological medicine. Oh, am I going ahead? Oh, sorry. Ruchirita, okay. Sorry, thank you. So, Ruchirita is based in the States, but she comes often to India. And again, a fantastic resource, knows her area very well, and has a practice in biological medicine. Then Rita, who's right here. Thank you, Rita. Quantum energy medicine. She's one of our speakers today. And then there is Ruby Bansal, lifestyle, preventive health, AIDS, HIV and AIDS practitioner. She specializes in that domain. And then we have Runu Saxena, who's a spiritual, practitioner and a clairvoyant. And quite frankly, the other name I couldn't even spell. But I googled it, and it's his ability to feel and experience the energy in an intuitive way. So actually, she's an energy person. She can connect with the different realms and be a medium for you. Very interesting skill sets. And Sachin Gupta, who's an oncologist, very interested in walking a new path, for oncologists. Sandeep Buddhi Raja, who is internal medicine, very, as we call it, a big boy in the Max Hospital. Shabnam, who's allergy and immunology. And then there is Smriti, again a clairvoyant and a spiritual leader, outstanding medium, outstanding medium. I have personally worked with Smriti, at least 20, 30 sessions across different subjects. It's just unbelievable. And I couldn't even believe that this kind of stuff can exist, you know. And then Dr. Sunita Kapoor, she's acupuncture, Vandana, again hypnotherapy, and transgressional therapy. I couldn't figure out what transgressional therapy is, but they do something else, which is called, generation of family. What is the therapy, what is the certification they got recently? TASCO, no?
But I'm just telling you what
Yeah.
basically
Okay.
it's like what you mentioned, it's not only what you are, it goes
Up
up
to
3 or 4 years,
two
cycle
years.
repeats itself, the pattern repeats themselves.
Yeah, right.
It's got to do anything else,
Right.
all the way back.
Great. Yeah. So also in the room today, we then there's Dr. Dodani, who is plastic and cosmetic reconstructive surgeon, very well known in Delhi. And we also have in the room today Suresh Dagur. Please stand up, Suresh. Suresh, I just met him just a few days ago. He's a body talk practitioner. I mean, just amazing. When you try to understand what body talk means. And so hopefully we'll do a micro event for you on your next trip to Delhi, and you get a chance to meet the people who are really interested in body talk. It's a biofeedback mechanism. The body tells you what's wrong, and you fix it based on the body's feedback to you. Just amazing stuff. Just amazing stuff. And so I also want you to meet some of the friends in TQIW. Dr. Amit Goswami, is okay. So Dr. Amit Goswami is actually a very great inspirator, for the Quantum Institute for Wellbeing, because he wrote the book, The Quantum Doctor. Yeah, and he discussed the idea of bringing all the therapies together to break down the paradigms and create a new way of looking at health. Yeah. And he was there on the last event, so he comes and goes out of India. He's well known in the world as a theoretical quantum physicist. There is Dr. Hegde, that you have also heard in our meetings in the past. There is Dr. Thomas Lutz in New York. His entire work is based on taking one drop of blood and using that as a biofeedback, using a lacquer antenna for the body to tell you where the dysfunctionality is and what treatment does the body want. Yeah, somewhat similar, to body talk. Yeah, but in a different way. Yeah, and just amazing the accuracy of the diagnostics and the results that you can get. So it's the information is coming to you, from the body, and it's not coming from a human judgment. Yeah, that's. And he runs a very successful clinic outside New York, and he's handled many cases of TQIW members who couldn't find a solution in India, who had actually got treated there, and they were very successful. Yeah, expensive but outstanding work. There's Dr. Thomas Rao in Switzerland. Yeah, he believes in biological medicine, and biological medicine. He he's got a very different perspective on how to look at health, and he's written a wonderful book which is in our library, and doctors who haven't read his book should read his book, because he really is an outstanding doctor looking at natural medicine. I don't know, Rajat, you have read his book, right? You want to make a comment?
No, I think fundamentally I'm amazed at how everything seems so similar.
Yeah.
So even the conversation today, there was
Okay.
single thread which is running across.
Yeah.
Basically saying that the body has laws of pharmacy, body is a very complex system.
Yeah.
The more you listen, understand and pay attention,
Yeah.
the more it can
Oh, okay. Absolutely. Then there is Dr. Shan Ajmer, Ayurvedic surgeon in Sri Lanka. Outstanding, person again. Runs a practice there. He works at the Bandhanake Institute, research institute in Sri Lanka. And there's Dr. Sugumar Raja, who's a Siddha medicine guy. We were trying to look for a Siddha medicine guy for a long time. We couldn't find a Siddha medicine guy, but finally found one. Yeah, again, an outstanding person, just outside Sadhguru's ashram in Coimbatore. And then, we're very friendly with the Celiac Society of India, which is run by, with Gayatri Khosla and Ishi Khosla. They have done a lot of work into, I don't know why. Maybe sometime I'll press it twice. And they've got a perspective on wheat, yeah. And you'll be surprised the number of people who are getting healed by just taking wheat off their table, yeah. Because wheat has the gluten issue and the GMO issue, yeah. And so I've stopped eating wheat, personally myself, big difference. And then we have cobra therapy. This is Dr. Brahm, who introduced us to low intensity laser machines, which are great for pain management. So we are friendly with Charles Mitchley, who sells those machines, and we got a deal for TQIW members. If anybody's interested, we've got two interesting girls from Singapore who sell Kangen water. This water, which is fantastic. A lot of us are using it. More and more are getting convinced that this water is very precious. It's alkaline water, antioxidant, and microclustered. So we have a lot of our body is water, so we need water which can be absorbed in our body in the right manner, in the most efficient way. So Kangen water is one water which does that. There are other waters also, I believe, hydrogen water now. Rita educated us recently on that. But this is showing great results, at least in my house and the people who bought it. And then we are in the process of getting to know Neeraj, who does food allergy testing, because it's important to be sensitive to what we are allergic to and not eat items that we are allergic to, because otherwise you go and figure out what is going wrong, then we'll get into irritable bowel syndrome, and then we get into medicines, and we'll be in a vicious circle without solving the root cause of the problem, right? So then Jiva Ayurveda, Madhusudan Sudan, they've set up a beautiful center which is going to be inaugurated, I think in a month or so, and you will be able to go there in Greater Faridabad and actually live there and get Ayurvedic treatments of top quality and lead a healing life in a healing environment. They have a vision and they have implemented it in the process of curating the final stages of their of their center. We have again a great center which is coming up. We are very friendly with I have to press twice, I think. Yeah. So we are also very friendly with a community of organic farmers in Japan, and they call the Konohana family. And if any of you want to go there, our members, and go and live there, I want to spend time healing, relaxing, becoming spiritually more evolved. They are right at the base of the Fuji Mountains in Japan. A fantastic place, fantastic people. They come, they've been with us. They celebrate an India Day, and they cook Indian food on that day and all that. And we do Skype meetings together and all that. Great bunch of people, yeah. So, and then we have developed a relationship with Prasuk Organics. Is there somebody here from here? Yeah. Monica there? Monica, great to see you. Welcome. So she is our preferred supplier for organic food. So, food is very important to make sure. Oh, sorry, you didn't come? I think it's something to do with the invite. So, welcome, Monica, and so we want everybody to know that you exist and that they can contact you and they can order food, because food is very important, and you people have got your act together, so we appreciate that. And then there is Sharon, Nandita Shah. Some of you know that we work closely with her. She reverses diabetes, in 21 days. She's got a great program. She's been a speaker at some of our meetings in the past. And then there is White Light, which is our friend Varun Talwar, who's got a place in the Himalayas in Solan, where he's got a center where you can go, and his space is a healing place for healers. So he provides healers to come together to heal, because everybody needs to be healed. Healers are not God, right? So he provides healing space for healers. It's a very interesting model, and he's doing some great work. And if you people want to go there and and want to experience that stuff, and then he runs some workshops on past life regression. He teaches you a few things. He runs a very interesting space in Solan. So my concluding message really is that our events are exclusively for members, and the guests are welcome to attend one event to sample the community. And therefore, if you like what you are seeing here and you want to consider being part of this community, then you need to become a member to be able to attend future events. Yeah. So with that, I'm done. I'm happy to answer any questions and hand over the mic back to our Master of Ceremonies, Rizal Sood. Am I in time? I think so.
Thank you very much, Tony. Any question for Tony?
Right.
Thank you.